Hi, it's Amy with the Hat of Greaves. Today I am here with the library haul and to talk a little bit about a podcaster that I guess I've just come across. But she's her name is Kelly Ann Maddox, and she is a pagan vlogger. But what drew me to this was she does this thing called Self-Love September, and this is the third year, and she focuses on various topics that involve self-care, self-love, healing past hurt and pain, and stuff like that. And so I talked about the other day that I was gonna take these books up and do a year to clear class to kind of clear out old negativity and maybe some, things that I'm holding on to that I don't know that I'm holding on to, but that do affect how I think about myself and how I live my life. You'd be surprised how much your past affects your present. And I'm definitely interested in letting go of some things that I think maybe I'm holding on to without intending to. So a couple of the videos really struck me, especially her video on living with pain or chronic illness. And the other one was a video about learning to trust yourself. I'm coming to it late. It's actually, almost the end of September. And I'm going to go through her back list of videos on it, and I'll probably watch the other year's videos too. As I go through the Year to Clear class, I'll probably watch some of those videos as well. She's got a lot of really great information. So if you have, if you work in a care field, or you have experienced a loss or trauma, or, just holding on to things maybe that you shouldn't, I would definitely recommend it. Recommend her videos, the Self-Care September. And she has playlists for the previous 2 years, and I'll link that in the down bar. It just struck me. I was watching a couple of videos yesterday, and the information just felt so necessary to what I'm doing in my life right now. And for me, I think it's probably a case of right time, right place, right information. And maybe you're in a similar place, or maybe you're not. But the link is down below, so if you're interested in taking a look at what she's got to offer for Self-Care September, I would definitely recommend it. So the other thing that I want to do is my library haul. These are the books I've gotten out over the last couple weeks at the library that I haven't got to yet, because I have been focusing on working through the books and movies that are on my son's library card that we're going to have to, close the account in October. And so I had quite a bit of stuff checked out. But what has come in the meantime is Soulless by Gail Carriger, an Alexa Terabody novel. The little blurb on the front said, "Wickedly funny, a novel of vampires, werewolves, and parasols." I think I saw this on somebody else's channel. Spencer, rudely attacked by a vampire, breaking all the standards of social etiquette. How terrible. Alexa accidentally kills the vampire. And a loud, messy, gorgeous werewolf is sent to investigate. It just sounds funny, so I guess this is going to focus on the investigation of the vampire that attacked her, and undercurrents in the London high society. It says, Will her soulless ability to negate supernatural powers prove useful or just plain embarrassing? Finally, who is the real enemy? And do they have treacle tart? It just sounds fun and entertaining. I'm sure I saw this on somebody else's channel because this isn't something I would go and search out. I have no idea who it is though, but this sounds quite fun. I really thought I had read this book before, but when I went into Goodreads, it's not marked as read. I may have read it many years ago and I just don't remember it. The plot does sound familiar, so this may be for me a reread. But it's been going around on Goodreads recently, and it seemed like just the ticket for my 31 Days of Halloween. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. So I won't go into that because it's been all over BookTube, and I feel like, you know, enough people are familiar with it. The next book is Because of Paperback Junkie. I did not know this was even a book. I just thought it was a movie. So I picked up from my library 2001 A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke. It's not that long, and I had no idea that it was a book. And apparently somebody who has $9.40 in fines and checked this book out in 2015, along with Downton Abbey seasons 3 and 4. I always like it when you find something like that in the book. It's in chapter 10. Maybe they didn't get any farther than that. But Paperback Junkie made me want to pick this one up, so that's why I got that one. The next two books, I need to think here. I have the one before this. Let me see here. Let's see if there's a list of books in here. Sometimes there is and sometimes there is not. That just goes right into chapter 1. Let's see. Bear with me here a second, I'm sorry. I think the one I have on my, this is loud now. I have one on my, on my Kindle, on my, I can do this, on my Kindle app, on my Android, tablet there, by Victoria Houston, and it's the book before this one, so I have, whatever's before this one. I have a total of 3 in this series. This one is Dead Loudmouth by Victoria Houston, and I also have Dead Spider by Victoria Houston. These are both in the Loon Lake Fishing Mystery series. They're cozy mysteries that I like because the characters are older. They're my age or older for the most part, and then there, you know, there's the younger generation is there, but they are not the main characters. And so I have been really loving that. It's set in Wisconsin. It has humor and fishing, which I'm not a particular fan of, but for whatever reason, these really have been floating my boat. So I have 3 of them, and that will bring me current to the series. The Dead Spider was published this year, and there is one scheduled to be published next year, but then I'll just read them as the years go by. I will be caught up with the series, and I am perfectly happy about that. But I have really enjoyed these. I have never actually read a physical copy of one. I typically read these digitally. My library almost always has them digitally. And then I have a one through Kindle Unlimited, and then these 2 were not available through Kindle Unlimited because they are the most recent ones. So I will continue the series, unlike the Hannah Swenson, which I just got to the most recent book published this year, and I probably will not continue on with that cozy mystery series. There's just too much about it that annoys me, and I find, you know, there are some tropey things in Victoria Houston's Loon Lake mystery series, but they don't annoy me in the same way that the Hannah Swenson one does. The next book that I got out from the library is See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt, and this is a Lizzie Borden retelling. And like a lot of people, I kind of have and it's not a YA, but this is new, so I'm going to have to read it soon. I'm sure other people are waiting for it. Oh, how unfortunate. Eerie and compelling, Paula Hawkins. Barf. I do not like Paula Hawkins books at all. But this is a retelling of Lizzie Borden, and it is only 328 pages, and I'm looking at, look at that. The print is huge, and the margins are, you know, this is like, it's, you know, YA level spacing. It should go pretty quickly then. The next book I have is This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Trooper. And I have the movie for this as well. This is, I went to ask for the movie because I saw a preview for it on another movie I was watching, and it looked funny, and found out that there was a book. So I got both the book and the movie, and I'll have to read this soon because movies typically, you know, need to be turned in sooner than books. So the death of Judd Foxman's father marks the first time that the entire Foxman family, including Judd's mother, brothers, and sister, have been together in years. Conspicuously absent, Judd's wife, Jen, whose 14-month affair with Judd's radio shock jock boss has recently become painfully public. So this is the one where they have to spend a week together, and the movie looked hysterical based on the preview that I got. But I thought I couldn't help to read the book and then watch the movie, so I have both of those. And then this one has been in my, it's on the first page of my Goodreads, you know, want to read list, my TBR list. And so it's been on there since I first joined Goodreads, and I haven't been active on Goodreads a long time. But I had a TBR before I actually started actively using Goodreads. So this has probably been on my TBR for a couple of years, maybe. Let me see when it was published. Maybe it's not. 2016. So that's interesting. But it's way, way at the beginning of my list. So it's The Girl from Everywhere. And I've had a hard time getting it. This is a YA. She is myth, she is history, she is gone. Nix has spent her entire life aboard her father's ship, sailing across the centuries, across the world, across myth and imagination. As long as her father has a map of it, he can sail to any time, any place, real or imagined. 19th century China, the land from 1001 Nights, a mythic version of Africa. Along the way, they have found crewmates and friends, and even a disarming thief who could mean much more to Nix. But the end of it all looms closer every day. Dun dun dun. And I have seen a fair amount of talk of this on BookTube. It seems to have a lot of reviews on Goodreads. So I deliberately picked this because it's on the first page. And I'm trying to read, you know, things from the beginning of my wish list, things from the end of my wish list, kind of working towards the middle. Sometimes I have a happy accident of picking up a book that I didn't know was on my TBR, and so when I go to mark it with a starred review, I find out that I have knocked something off of my TBR, even though I didn't even know it was on there. So that is my library review for today. Less than 15 minutes, not too bad. Yeah, so if you're interested at all in Self-Care September, I will have that link below. Thank you so much if you have watched all the way through. I hope that anything that I have shown here might be of interest to you. If you have recommendations or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to comment below. I will see you tomorrow. Happy whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.